Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, Kevin Franke is engaged and getting married. Yes, Kevin Franke from Ruby Franke and 8 Passengers, Jody Hildebrandt, Kevin Franke. He is engaged, I think less than 2 years after Ruby Franke was arrested. And I want to dive into all of it. There is so much more than what I thought going on here. So yes, Kevin Franke is engaged. But also, let's take it up a peg. Chad, the son who's 20 years old, who we've talked about, is also engaged. So I want to dive into all of it because this is news to me. I was scrolling on my Discord and everyone was tagging me being like, Adam, Kevin Franke is engaged. And I was like, surely not. Because keep in mind, not only is Kevin Franke still involved in the legality of it all whenever it comes to Ruby Franke and the kids and all the rest, but he is suing Jody Hildebrandt as well. Like, he literally filed a lawsuit against Jody Hildebrandt. And you know, his full thing is going after Jody Hildebrandt. But also, I just still don't like Kevin Franke. And I just think we talked about him a month or so ago where he was doing all these interviews with Chad, the son, who is also engaged now. And he was basically taking the spotlight of the story and he was victimizing himself and villainizing Jody and passing off all responsibility and passing off all of the blame. And I just think that he is this is my opinion, I think that he comes across as incredibly self-serving. I think he comes across as incredibly narcissistic, egotistical. I think that he's unable to look inwards. I think it's convenient that he knows that these two women, specifically Jody, is behind bars, unable to defend herself, and he is not behind bars. So he's able to kind of push that he was so uninvolved. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what I have to say is he willingly walked away from his children, and he said that he, knew that bad things were probably happening to them or they were happening to him from Jody, and he chose to walk away from those kids. So I'm not saying that he's, completely in the wrong here, completely in the right, but the way that he conducts himself from a public standpoint is kind of this, that he was the hero that is now saving the kids and, taking the kids back. And it's like, well, you should have been there in the first place, Kevin. And it shouldn't have taken your kids being abused for you to realize that you should be spending more time with them. But congratulations on the new engagement, Kevin. Yay! Let's dive into it. Ruby Franke's ex-husband is engaged 2 years after her arrest. Now, when I first saw this image, I thought this was Kevin and Ruby, and I'm still undecided whether it is or isn't. He definitely has a type. When Ruby Franke was arrested and charged with second-degree felony aggravated child abuse, her husband was not held responsible for the crimes she was committing regarding 4 of their children. Now, Ruby Franke's ex-husband, Kevin Franke, is married? Hello? What? Oh? Per his Facebook profile, he changed his relationship status. What year is this? Do people still do that? Sorry, that is loser behavior. Loser behavior is updating your Facebook fucking profile. Single, taken, not right now, not interested. Chop, 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 chop. Who cares? Oh, it's such a older people thing to do. He changed his relationship status to engaged and even mentions his fiance by name in the profile. Although Kevin once told Ruby that he will always love and care for her in recorded prison calls, and let's not forget that as well, by the way, he literally glazes Ruby and says he's still in love with her. Apparently that was only until the divorce was final and he was able to legally move on. Now, as Ruby and Kevin's kids continue to try and move forward after enduring the abuse that Ruby and business partner Jody Hildebrandt were found guilty of, Ruby has had to come to terms with moving on from any hope of, getting back with Kevin, her ex. So she's still, I love this. Ruby Franke's ex-husband has officially moved on while she remains in prison. Womp womp. Following the Hulu docuseries about the case Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franke. Also, I reacted to episode 1 of that on my Discord or on my Patreon. I need to watch the other ones. The Fall of Ruby Franke, Kevin spoke about still loving his then wife. And again, my full take on that is if my partner was abusing the kids that we had together, I wouldn't still have love for them. But that's just me. Very weird. It seemed he would still support her. But in March 2025, their divorce was finalized. People reported that their divorce agreement said that Kevin would maintain full custody of the 4 minor children and that he would be giving full ownership of their home in Utah. In October 2025, months after his divorce to Ruby was finalized, Kevin quietly announced his engagement on Facebook. Although users who are not friends with him can only see minimal content, a user on TikTok shared which we're going to get to, don't worry. A user on TikTok shared screenshots of Kevin's page where he changed his relationship status to engaged. He also added his fiancée, Becca, in his information about who he is, or who she is. Kevin also changed his profile picture to one with Becca. Sorry, don't tell me this man is trying to be private about this, by the way. She isn't tagged in anything, however, so it's likely that her own social media accounts are private. And neither of Ruby and Kevin's adult kids, Chad and Sherry, have shared details about the engagement on their social media accounts. Well, that's because Chad is literally getting engaged as well. Kevin also has some photos still of Ruby on his Facebook, though, so it might be time to do a complete overhaul of his social media. Something tells me Kevin is probably over the claims of wanting to support Ruby and love her despite her conviction. So again, we know that she was sentenced. We talked about this. So also, like I said, here's Chad, the eldest son, Chad Franke. He is engaged. He posted this: "How will my girlfriend react to the proposal?" And it's a bunch of his friends. Oh, goodness. Well, these are 20-year-olds, so this is their humor. Versus her so the eldest son is now engaged too, to his now, fiance, which is crazy. All right. What are comments on this? Congrats, just curious. Why are you marrying so young? Sherry commented, new sissy. Someone commented, congrats, congrats, congrats. Everyone is basically giving their congrats. Okay, congratulations, Chad. Wow. Okay, so yeah, let's get to this. TikToker is the one that they've referenced in this article, so it's only right to go through their videos on it. So the first one, I honestly cannot believe this, because again, not that long ago, he was saying that he still has love for fucking Ruby. So let's get to this.
Franke is engaged. Ruby Franke's ex-husband has announced this on his Facebook page by changing his status to engaged. Kevin changed his status to got engaged yesterday.
Also, this is kind of attention-seeking. Do we have to be updating our Facebook status?
Just hours ago. He also added it to his bio along with her name.
Fiance to Becca. Yeah, this is a man that wants the public to know about this, by the way. And also changing your profile picture.
Dad to 6 amazing kids. Fiance to Becca.
Dad to 6 amazing kids that you walked away from.
Civil engineer, believer in hope, change, and redemption.
Not believer in hope, change, and redemption. Who would have thought?
This picture is his new profile picture, and shared another picture from obviously their engagement photos. Now, of course, I wanted to make sure this was actually Kevin's authentic Facebook account, and it is. This picture of him and Ruby was posted in 2014. As you know, his ex-wife, Ruby Franke, and her business partner, Jody Hildebrand, have been in prison since August of...
Jody got those veneers on. Oh, my God.
2023 for what they did to Ruby's 2 youngest children. Kevin filed for divorce that same year in November. Kevin's announcement today means that there are now 3 Franke family members engaged. Their oldest daughter, Sherry, announced her engagement in December to a mystery...
Oh, my God. They're all engaged.
...man. And Chad announced his engagement to his longtime girlfriend, Cam, just this past June. He's actually marrying her in less than 2 weeks on October the 10th.
Oh my God, that's tomorrow! That's tomorrow! I can hear the bells. Can't you hear them chime? Do-do-do-do. That is tomorrow. Oh my God.
And it looks like now Kevin will be the next in line to be getting married to his fiancée, Becca. Kevin Franke is engaged. Ruby Franke's ex...
Hold on, there's one more I want to get to before I talk about this.
Ruby Franke's ex...
He's getting married in next month? What is going on here? Also, if you told me this is Ruby. He's getting engaged... Sorry, Chad is getting married tomorrow, as of the filming of this. This woman literally looks like Ruby, by the way. And Kevin's getting married in a month? They just got engaged. What is going on? What's going on here?
husband has just announced the date of his wedding, and it is 1 month from the date his son Chad Franke is getting married. He also posted an update about the marriage and announced who his new fiance is. Here's a close-up of the announcement. We are pleased to announce the wedding of Becca and Kevin.
If you desire, you may donate to the couple on Venmo. Hello? If you desire, you may you may donate to the couple on Venmo. What, is that the legal fund or something? Like, what the fuck?
The happy couple will be married in Springville, Utah on November 14th, 2025.
There's something very weird and sinister about this. I'm sorry. There's something really weird and sinister about this.
If you desire, you can donate to the happy couple because they've attached the QR code. Kevin had initially just announced the engagement by changing his Facebook status to engaged and uploading a picture of his new fiance. But now he's actually shared a write-up along with the post and the announcement.
A lot has transpired since I've been on Facebook several months ago. Jesus, everything warrants a story, doesn't it? I'm thrilled to announce my engagement to a wonderful and amazing woman. We are planning a simple wedding November 14th here in Springville with family. I just wanted to share my happy news with all of you. My friends, redemption is a real thing. Okay. Maybe give it time to settle back into life with your kids again, Kevin, but who am I to judge? The press tour's dried up and gotta move on to the next best thing. There were moments during the last 3 years when I didn't think I would ever feel happiness or the warm embrace of a loving partner again. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck, Kevin. How the fuck is Kevin Franke getting married for a second time and I can't even find I can't even find someone to be in a relationship with? This is an evil, 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 evil world. I'm so grateful for Grace. Who's Grace? Is that the next wife? For grace, resilience, a loving God that gives me hope, my family, my friends. Thank you all. Here's to new beginnings.
Of their wedding, he wrote and said, "A lot has transpired since I've been on Facebook several months ago. I am thrilled to announce my engagement to a wonderful and amazing woman."
I'm obsessed with so much has happened since I was on Facebook a couple months ago. Rather than just literally like a couple of years ago. Like he hasn't even been gone that long.
And Becca Bevan. We are planning a simple wedding November 14th here in Springville with family. I just wanted to share my happy news with all of you, my friends. Redemption is a real thing. There were moments during the past 3 years when I didn't think I would ever feel happiness or the warm embrace of a loving partner again. I'm so grateful for grace, resilience, a loving God who gives me hope, and family and friends that buoyed me when I couldn't stand on my own. Thank you all. Here's to new beginnings and fresh starts. He also tagged his new fiance. This is Becca's Facebook page. You're probably already aware that his two oldest children, Chad and Sherry, are both already engaged. Sherry at this point is probably already married, but she's been keeping that on the down low. But Chad is getting married in 1 week. He just posted this yesterday saying, "We get married in 7 days." And then, of course, his realtor tip for everyone, wedding venue tip, pay $200 to rent a property instead of $25,000 to rent a venue. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish Kevin had have waited and not announced his engagement so close to Chad's wedding. I feel like it just takes a little bit of fun away from Chad's situation.
Of course, because he doesn't give a fuck about any of this.
But maybe Kevin's been engaged for a long time and we're just hearing about it now.
And
but
don't announce it now.
Just a month after Chad's? I don't know. It just seems odd. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Well, first of all, this family have a busy fucking schedule, don't they? Jesus Christ. Wedding after wedding after wedding. Or like bus, club, another club, next place, next venue, next wedding. Like, there's something really sinister about Kevin Franke to me, specifically that on his press tour that he did with Chad, he was talking so almost kindly about Ruby. He's actively suing Jody and putting all of the blame onto Jody, and now is engaged, getting married in less than a month. Also, no shade. You know that I'm not one to judge. But Becca, to this woman, what is so enticing about Kevin Franke to you? Like, maybe if we were a couple of years down the line, I would understand it. But like, he's in the middle of it right now. Good for you, Becca. This is quite weird. Quite weird indeed. Let me know your thoughts on it. Well, Chad is getting married tomorrow. Goodness me. Congratulations, Chad. Kevin. Even at a bare minimum, like what this creator is saying is true. Why are you trying to take the spotlight away from your son? Again. Can't take his fucking bedroom away from him anymore, so you gotta take the spotlight away. Very weird. Very weird indeed. Sorry, that was not me just hitting myself. That was me trying to do like the ending of a video. Like, cut. Very weird. I will see you in my next one. Let me know your thoughts. Goodbye.